Good afternoon, everyone. This is Pradeep, Ambassador of Change from GETI, the Global Education and Training Institute from Lucknow. We are the premier training institute for principals and teachers in India, and we have many pre-service and in-service programs. And for more information on this, please go to 740-840-1000. You are on our disruptive education platform, where we have met with more than 1,100 educators from India and all over the world. And today we have for you Dr. N. Anandakumar. He is Assistant Professor, Philosophy of Education in the Gandhigram Rural Institute, Gandhigram, Tamil Nadu. He has 13 years of experience. He has done many degrees. He is an MSc, an MPhil, and a PhD in microbiology. Then he's done his MEd, and he's done an MPhil and MA in philosophy. He's done his NET, the SET, and he has a PhD in education also. So very learned professor we have for you today. He has 29 publications. He has presented 17 papers. He has organized 2 conferences, 3 online courses, and we can go on and on, 27 program participations, and several other involvements. He has 5 research publications. He is interested in reading educational books and Jain philosophy. So he will be speaking to us on ancient Indian philosophy of education. Welcome, sir. And over to you, sir.
Very good afternoon, all of you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. First of all, I thank the authority of GETI, Global Education and Training Institute, Lucknow, for giving this opportunity. Very specifically, Dr. Sunita Gandhi, the founder, Global Education Training Institute, and Mr. Pradeep Mall, Ambassador of Change, Global Education and Training Institute, Lucknow. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. I have actually prepared this content on the basis of my own research experience from the field of philosophy of education and journal's report of Indian Council of Philosophical Research. So this is my brief introduction. Now I have there are 5 learning objectives I have framed here. That first one, introduction to ancient Indian philosophy of education, Vedic philosophy and education, Buddhism and education, Jainism and education, conclusion. Now we go to first topic, that is introduction to ancient Indian philosophy of education. Philosophy is it's a very broad term. We cannot define a single word to define the meaning of philosophy. It is commonly the love of wisdom. It is general interpretation of man and nature. So it is a broad term. It is not. It is based on analysis, assessment, and exposition of the process of knowledge. And very particularly, India has a rich tradition of intellectual inquiry and textual heritage that goes back to several hundred years. Okay, so Indian philosophers concerning very particularly the Sanskrit word pramana. This is the knowledge. Based on this knowledge source, we have assumed and we have to realize self-realization. We can understand. Most of the Indian logicians agree to accept 3 pranamas, that particularly Pratyaksha and Anumana and Sabda. Pratyaksha means first we understand perception. Perception is very essential step for to first clear understanding of the knowledge process. Next one, Anumana, that is in inference, and the last one is book or verbal testimony. So these, based on these three process, we get knowledge. So our Indian philosophical thinking process also emphasize this step, pratyaksha, anumana, sabda. So it's very very essential. Basically, our Indian traditional philosophy system, there are two major category. One is orthodox and another one is heterodox. Orthodox means very clearly we know that is who are accepted the Vedic principles, we may call it orthodox. Suppose not accepted Vedic principles, we may call it heterodox or Gnostic, Astic. Okay, you can understand here. Orthodox Sankhya is very famous philosophy. Yoga is very famous one, and Mimamsa, then Vaishika, then Vedanta. These are the philosophy is very famous in that Orthodox system. But apart from heterodox, there are very limited groups. They are not follow the rules and regulation of Vedic procedure. We may called Jainism, Buddhism, and Charvaka. So this is a basic branches of our ancient Indian philosophical thinking. So based on this, we can frame this entire sources for educational. You may understand number of implications behind that. In my analysis, what I have to suggest here, number of resources behind that Vedic and Orthodox and heterodox. Now you have to understand first a brief introduction about Vedic philosophy. Then you have to realize Vedic is a source of knowledge. It is maybe we called Shruti. The Shruti, you know very well, that is the concept of Prasthana Traya. Prasthana Traya. Yeah. So one is Shruti, in another one is Smriti, and another one is Brahma Samutra, Brahma Sutra, like this. Okay, so the Vedic also, apart from, is created aburisha. No one is created a Vedic procedure. It is aburisha nature, and some of the we have to use as per procedure of Shastra. Uh, then how we have to study the procedure of basic on the ahamas. So we can use the Sanskrit word very correctly. Suppose if you are using that wrong manner, we get some negative impact. And that coding is present. Vedic generally, there are two main categories. One is mantras and another one is brahmanas. Mantras means a group of hymns, maybe singing songs like that. Mantras. If we are using hymns related to the praise of God, that is called mantras. A collection of mantras may be we called as samkitas. That word which very should be very careful to correct pronunciation. Samkitas. Samkitas is one of the big portion of Veda. Mantras is a particularly instructions for Brahmanas. It is related to particularly instruction for the performance of rituals. You know, after the death in our home, in our Indian home, we are regularly using that what we ritual procedures until 16th day. And the ghost will be surrounding the home. So they are doing some procedures, whitewash the home. So these are the some common procedures follow based on the Veda. And Vedic, there are three forms we very well known about. There are four Vedas, but three form is very very essential. First one, written material, our very oldest material, Rig. Rig is a collection of hymns related to the praise of God. And Yajur is ritual, very strongly related to the ritual forms. Shama is musical forms. Maybe it produces some of the tone related to the God praising. So these three, another name we may consider like that Agni or Vayu or Aditya. Aditya means sun. So these are three we will not neglect for our human survival. All the descriptions are simply explained by Adarvana. So in the simple form, we have to explain Adarvana the above the three. So if suppose we neglect three, we will not produce Adarvana. So this is a basic structure of. I collect this material from the Indian Council of Philosophical Research. This is a correct one. Many others, many suggestions are giving, but based on the recent evidence, I have produced here. Veda, four portions. There are exactly Samkitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas. Aran means forest, Yakas means meditation. Aranyakas, meditation in the forest. And then last one is completely related to philosophical discovery. That means Upanyasha. Upanyasha maybe sit near to the Guru, that is Guru Shishya Parambara. Devotedly is very essential. So it preach the absolute truth. This is above that three. So collection of these four may be called Veda. Now we go to next one. Veda is one beautiful what is that axiological information is that. That is Ashrama Dharma. That there are four Ashrama Dharma. This type of Ashrama Dharma is our unique Indian system. If we go foreign country, not like we will not observe. Foreign people are more attracted by this four Ashrama Dharma. One is Brahmacharya, second is Grahastha, third is Vanasprastha, fourth is Sanyasya or Sanyasyam. Okay, this four is our value system of Indian philosophical. So if you follow this procedure, we are very happy. But in the current situations, first two maybe we follow correctly. Then after that, second, third, fourth, we will not correctly follow. That's main reason the problem is occur. In Purushotra, then there are some qualities begin that in Indian system. We may call sometime correlate with this one. Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. In Tamil, we may called Aram, Purul, Inbam, Vidu, not Vidu. Vidu means just live it. Okay, but people are now we have to see in adult period, a very old period, they have more desire. So you, if you are bandage of some of desire, definitely you will be reach the moksha. This is a concept of Indian philosophical procedure. Then next important qualities in the Indian philosophical thinking tradition, we may think about law of karma. And the law of karma we very well know. First one is action, and immediately we may consider result of action. So this is a very unique feature in the Indian system. Now some more branches of orthodox you can understand here. Very strongly emphasize that is Sankhya. Samkhya or Sankhya. Both are same. Sankhya is revealed the qualities of two principles. One is Purusha and Prakriti. Prakriti. Purusha means male, Prakriti means female. But here Purusha means consciousness, and another one is matter. So we can clearly identify dualism procedure. Dualism, you can understand in our philosophical, Vedic philosophical procedure, dualism, Advaita, Dvaita, Visishtha Advaita. Like this category is there. They are Sankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanacharya. They are follow this procedure. Why I have to stress here? The entire spirit is, we may isolated dualism. One is we may consider jiva. Our soul is very responsible for. So soul is creating everything. People are like saying like this. Uh, then another group is saying someone universe or someone God is there, is creating. So there are two entities, different idea, they are giving different opinion, but you can clearly understand consciousness and matter is very essential. The founder is Kabila Muni, he is the author. Okay, now next one, in that orthodox philosophy, very particularly this darshana, very essential, is this it is very, it is inhibit directly relate to the field of education. Suppose if you are doing yoga and meditation, that means your soul, your pure soul, then connect with Atma. So that's why we may consider divine soul. So the connection procedure between by yoga and meditation. So you just understand if you follow yoga, yeah, at least it is very difficult to do 8 steps in the yoga, but if you are doing little bit Padmasana, Surya Namaskara, like that, you have some power. You have to realize while doing, you have to understand. So your soul is attached with the divine soul, may be called Atmananda, like that. So in our terminology, we may call we get some by this procedure Satchitananda. Such one can attain by this way, get some spiritual power. We may call it as Satchitananda. That's why the name is come out Dayananda, Atmananda, and like that. This name is come out. Okay, so if you are doing this yoga procedure, is very important one. Who founder is no Patanjali is a founder of this yoga. It actually come out from the Prakriti Purusha. So some of the principles, but it is only way to control the mechanism of the whole body. Even small parts we can control. Insulin secretion is it is not sufficient for our digestion procedure. We may call it diabetes mellitus. But if you do the yoga, and that sufficient amount of insulin secretion is possible. So not only for, so it will be resources. So that's why the 8 steps, asana, yama, like that, some procedure is there. So it is directly linked to the field of our goal of education. Now we go to next one, nyaya. The nyaya is pure scientific. One has followed the scientific principles. It is nyaya philosophy, but nyaya is in foreign countries, they are doing some research relevant to this philosophy, why they are creating, why they are created, why they are following Indian people particularly. So such a wonder is behind that. There are two principles we are logically thinking, that is deductive and inductive. Deductive means general to particular, inductive means specific to particular. We all know about logical thinking. So if you look on any time Nyaya philosophy, you are purely scientific man. So logician, you get on a result, not by spiritual or any other procedure. Naya only it is related to the scientific oriented. So Gautama is a profounder of this philosophy. And now you may understand very interesting the law, many kind of, Vaishika is another, Mimamsha is there, but you may understand Upanyasha. uh, Upanyasha is otherwise called Vedanta in that area. So the last or end of Vega we may call the Upanyasha. The Upanyasha is directly preached to the student from the Guru. So you may understand here Brahma Sutras, all commentaries, that three commentaries, Sri Sankaracharya commentaries, Ramanacharya commentaries, Madhvacharya commentaries, Dvaita, Advaita, then Visista Advaita. So these three commentaries is giving a sufficient idea about the world knowledge. That is we called Upanyasha. You may think about the most authentic description, sitting nearby the Guru with devotedly is very important. They emphasize a beautiful five principles that is called Panchagosha. Panchagosha. So no other texts explain this Panchagosha. Only few rare material available. Indian philosophical research, Indian Council of Philosophical Research only available. I have collected this material from Indian Council of Medical Research. What is that? Panchagosha is nothing about Anamaya Gosha, Pranmaya Gosha, Manonmaya Gosha, uh, Vijay Jnanamaya Gosha, Anandamaya Gosha. So the first one is very essential. Seeth may be called a layer of our body. So if you are realize one by one, finally, if you are reaching Anandamaya Gosha, you will easily attain liberation from the all the bandage. Then only you get moksha. So what the God's principles now? First one, Anamaya Gosha is related to physical body, and the second one is very interesting. That is prawn. Prawn means you control your breath, inhale, exhale. If you are follow or you watching while you have any ankara time or ego centrism, at that time you may realize your breathing is more difficult. So you may understand that breathing may be some emotional disturbance like that. If you are breathe very clearly, you will get some pure energy. That is pranmaya. Pranmaya Gosha. Then next one is like that, mental power, intellectual capacity. Then yeah, intellectual means knowledge. That is Manonmaya means knowledge only. Then Vijnanamaya, that is wisdom. Wisdom means you are having some forecasting power. Our ancestors rightly pointed out in ancient philosophy, wisdom, everything you will be forecast in this present situation. That last one, blushing, Anandamaya Gosha. That is, these five principles, Ubanyasam strongly emphasize and the goal of education. People are very confusion about Ubanyasam because it more are related to Sanskrit description. That's a problem to understand. But nowadays, people are very much interested to study the Sanskrit philosophy and then enter the what is it is true or any some power. If you are reaching by this meditation, definitely Anandamaya Kosha you will reach. So this is a God's advice. And now we are completed. Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Upanyasha. These are common philosophy of Orthodox. Now one more important group we may call the heterodox. They are not accepted Vedic procedure. They are entirely follow the scientific one, but little bit they are understand the scientific oriented entities. We may call the Buddhism philosophy. Buddhism, we are very well know about Siddhartha Buddhism, that is Gautama Buddha. uh, it is started from the Nepal, Kabila Vastu. It what there that very that man uh, preaching to the society. You live it everything from the extreme, attaining peace of mind and ultimate liberation from the extreme or material world. So if you are, what is the cause? He identified. Sometimes it is, sometimes the procedures follow in the Vedic styles. He antagonistically declared some of Vedic procedures. They are doing some rituals and more ritual codes they are following the Vedic, but Buddhism simply neglected. Okay, Gautama, the three disciples, they are after the death, they are particularly Tripitakas, that we may called as Vinapitaka, Vinaya Pitakas. That means you follow in the rules in your life. Any rule, any systematic procedure, definitely you will follow Vinaya Pitakas, you will understand it. And the next one, that is Sutta Pitakas, ethics. They are violate the rules. They are lying. They are not follow the Ahimsa like that. They are not follow. So they are simply lying. Oh, Suddha Pitakas means ethics is required in anything. The last one is existence, Abhidhamma Pitakas, that is it is the existence of everything. So if you follow these three disciplines, very particularly Tripitakas, you will achieve something uh, uh, in the life. Very particularly, and another one, realization of four noble truth, that is world. It is still they are more candidate loving this philosophy. There is suffering, that is dukkha is there. You may realize your body is dukkha is there, and there is cause of suffering. If suffering is there, definitely one cause is there. So this word may simply related to the uh, Koch postulates in microbiology. Very famous scientist, Koch postulates. He identified, suppose the disease is occurred, definitely he could say one postulates of one reason is behind that. Like that, our Gautama Buddha is pointed out dukkha, dukkha karana, then cessation of suffering, dukkha nirodha. Dukkha nirodha means definitely have some solution for causation of suffering. And the last one, dukkha nirodha mark. So if you follow that cessation of procedure, very particularly uh, eightfold path, may be called a very famous path. That path is giving liberation. So the last one is more explanations, eightfold path. So dukkha karna, dukkha karna, dukkha nirodha, dukkha nirodha marka. So this is a Sanskrit word, is rightly explained. Now the last one, eightfold path, is that is also pure scientific one. You may understand any problem. First, you just understand by the perception. With the help of your sense organs, you may realize one five sense organs by you identify perception. Clearly, you can understand. First, you look vision. First you understand, that is one. Then after that you have some resolve or willpower. Okay, according to the perception you will do something. So that is the second one. Then samyak, that is called samyak vaha. Then right speech, you can point out right speech automatically is suppose you follow this perception, samyak darshi, samyak resolve, samyak sankalpa, then samyak vaga is come out. Then automatically in your lifestyle it will be samyak karma. So this four is our internal body is rightly explained. And if you follow this four, automatically you will enter another four, that is samyak ajivika. That is occasion. You are living in right place. So people are suppose tell me about your surrounding. I will say your entire history of you. So that location is very very important. That samyak ajivika. Then right effort, uh, vyahama, samyak vyahama, practice. If you are rightly follow some of the principles in your home, you will be practice it regularly. And repeatedly you can follow. So you may isolate from the spiritual knowledge, then which one knowledge is more essential for attaining the moksha. So repetition, again you repetition. The last one, samyak samadhi, that is meditation. You do meditation, you will achieve something. He is saying this is a proverb of Buddhist philosophy. Now we have go to the last heterodox of Jainism. That is very very important for this current situation. You may understand that is 24 Tirthangas. They are explained what is message to the society. He may and some of the good word preach to the students, very particularly students. From this research study, I have find out a few of that philosophy is express right contact is very essential in all the situations. You may think about Jaina philosophy. The cause of man bandage lies in the one's inability. So any causes inability is bondage. If you are leave the bondage, you will attain some power. How we have to know, when you may think one very rich person, very old person, one very rich person, that person very eager to attain more. uh, but the ultimate aim is he will not help to others. That's a problem. Is it saying this our real truth in our Indian philosophy? No. It's rightly say you just live it. You just remove the ignorance. Then you have to vision of right things. That's why they are that word rightly point out. Puduhal, that is you attain the what is that Atman sometime may Vivek Atman. Atman is there. Only few people are realized. The soul is there. So the soul is have some power. So how we have to understand? Okay, bad depositions which may manifest in the form of karma, koroda, lofa, mo, and ankaram, and pudugal. These are the bad qualities. If you are come out to these bad qualities, you will achieve jiva atman. So they are recommended Jainism philosophy, jiva atman. So it's a classical difference between they are not talk about the soul, but here many souls is there. Jainism. That's so this is a 2006 photo, Pahubali temple in Karnataka state, very rare photo. uh, with the help of government, I got it this photo. Uh, I take the shot from Karnataka. Then this is our Siddhanavasal temple in 2010. I have got it this photo. Then with the help of my friend, I take this Intra Shaba and Jagannatha Shaba, gave in Ellora, Maharashtra, February 2001. So this all the temple is giving some idea to the society for liberation. If you are visited, uh, Annie Besant madam is told very clearly, Indian temples have some quality. If you are looking, you will understand the more power is behind that. Like that, you understand our Jainism philosophy, or you may understand some sculptures, and some stones may express some power. So that's main reasons our people are praying the stone. Okay, and now the one more point they are pointed out: three gems, universal qualities, worldwide, all are accepted. No, need not go for to follow the principles of foreign oriented. If you follow these three principles, you will be rightly achieved. Samyak Jnana, Samyak Jnana. That is right knowledge. How it is right knowledge? Uh, Jiva Atma is attained from that is Pudukal. That is, if you remove that, but in Orthodox, I have pointed out rightly. But here you may think about if you want um, good Jiva Atma, you may remove from the Pudukal. That is Samyak Darshan. Samyak Jnana. The next one, Samyak Darshan. So, right procedure and order is essential. And I have clearly pointed out many books, they are putting Samyak Darshan first one. No, no, not like this. And so, and the flow, Jainism literature rightly pointed out. First one is Samyak Jnana. If you are having Samyak Jnana, automatically you may enter Samyak Darshan. Then first you get the knowledge, then you have confidence. You may realize if you are having some why or how that dare is coming from your soul, your boldness is coming. If you are know the matter, if you are strongly you know the matter, you automatically you have some determination. Like this, you can understand first Samyak Jnana, then Samyak Darshan, then automatically fourth is Samyak Charitra. That is Charitra. That is that this sequential order is very important. But many books not explained properly. That's a problem. Uh, we need to understand very properly. Okay. The last one, Charitra, means you isolate spiritual knowledge. Which one is right spiritual knowledge? Which one knowledge is more helpful to the field of getting wisdom, like this. So these three gems we may call the three gems, three ratnas, or otherwise called three ratnas. Then they are five principles. They are rightly pointed out. Very particularly, Jainism is followed five principles. One is Ahimsa, and another one is Satya, then Acharya, then Brahmacharya, then Abharigraha. So these are we very well know about Ahimsa, we non-violence, non-injury, like that. Satya always talking about truth, and stealing, that is Acharya. Then another Brahmacharya, Acharya and Brahmacharya. Then Abharigraha, that is don't do more desire in your body. Sometimes it is trouble to you. So that's a problem is come out by this. So if you follow, you will attain this. So I think I come to the end. Indian philosophical thinking, very particularly Sankhya, what preached to the society is, and very particularly the aims and objectives of goal of education is, you can understand, uh, directly linked to the field of cosmic energy, particularly child development. They are giving some excellent number of Sanskrit word in Sankhya, that Purusha and Prakriti. So you can understand, that's main reason God. But these two principles, in our particularly we may call the, that is Atman, Brahman, like that. We may this is ultimately absolute truth. So absolute reality, we may call the absolute law. So one can attain by these two Prakriti and Purusha. Definitely, you will have some power. That is Sankhya's philosophy. Then they are rightly pointed out, human personality is based on that. There are a number of. Then another interesting, there paramarthic point of view, they are giving some vivek jnana, that is moksha is very nice. So suppose you be a very good thorough in Purusha and Prakriti, you will be directly reach the uh, moksha. So how we have to study all the philosophy, you need not to. If you are interested only one philosophy, Sankhya, you will be study thoroughly. Then you can understand. Oh, life like this. Okay, you can understand. Then Laukik, another way of, they are pointed out, physical development of mind and buddhi. Mind, so we may say cognitive science, two different discipline. One is development of mind and another one is buddhi. So this now this field very strongly emphasize cognitive science. May isolate what particular region is doing like this, and they are understand. So Laukik is clearly for developmental procedure, but Paramarthik is related to only identification of moksha. And then last one, Ubanyasha Gosha. That is Gosha, very, very important. Anamaya Gosha, Pranmaya Gosha, then Manonmaya Gosha, Vinanamaya Gosha, then Anandamaya. When you have to attain Anandamaya Gosha, you will be attain all the superpower. I mean, all the potential. That's main reason people are convert the name Dayananda. So one can, the Sanskrit word Satchitananda, that word they put like this. Okay, easily attained. And Jainism, they what the message conveyed to the education field, good, pure, and poise. That is very important. Poise means deity to the God. Or you have follow some of the some qualities, devotedly to the God. So that is Samyak Jnana, Samyak Dasha, then the Samyak Charitra. So this is very, very important. And the ultimate goal of is moksha from the Nerajara. Okay, so you may understand. Then the last one, some gunas they are expressed very particularly. Maybe we called some of the gunas. I rightly pointed out forgiveness, simplicity, tenderness, truth, self-content, purity, austerity. Austerity means more polite or more simple to the life. Austerity, renunciation. You just neglected all the points, and now I jump over to the new life. Renunciation, that celibacy, brahmacharya. So this is guna dharma. This is called, and Pancha Mahavirtas, I already talked about that five qualities of Ahimsa, Acharya, Brahmacharya. Then what is that? Abharigraha. Like that, that is called a Pancha Mahavirtas. These are strongly emphasized. The last one, Buddhism, Madhyama Pratibhada. That is one man, all walks of life should avoid extremes. One can relieve from the painful situation. And if you are facing and relieving from this bandage, you realize you get some moksha and liberation. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. I conclude my session. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. So, thank you for that very knowledgeable talk on ancient Indian philosophy of education, sir. And
Okay, sir.
uh, good afternoon, everybody. I further request you to watch our detox on disruptive literacy movement by Global Dream, which is an initiative by Dr. Sunita Gandhi since 2014. This is to ensure complete literacy by everyone's participation in it, in helping India achieve this by a people's movement. Let each one teach one, and those of us who can, especially in the education field, teach more than one to ensure foundational literacy and numeracy. And for this, again, we have many talks. And for more information on this, please go to 740-840-1000. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you, the audience, and see you again tomorrow. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for giving this opportunity. Thank you.